So, what's going on for you fans? Ooh, good morning, good morning, good morning. Salute to boxing. How you guys feeling today? Thomas Hill, good morning. How you doing? Barbara D. Let's see. Salute, peace, and blessings, brother from my mother. Undercard of boxing, peeps. Also to you, Thomas Hill. Our condolences on your loss. Um, know that, as you can see, we have a boxing community and a family, pretty much group chat where when something happens, we feel all affected and we feel moved by what's going on in your life. Thank you for sharing that with us, and always know that we rock with you and we support you in whatever is going on with you. Barbara D, glad to see you. Good morning to you. Thank you for showing up. So thank you guys for pulling up this morning. I wanted to start this chat with giving you guys some information. Yes, we're going to talk about the main card, when it starts, who's on the undercard. Teach blessings to you. So give me 1 second. Let me pull up the. I think you guys might know where I'm going, but if not, just give me 2 seconds. I think this is. All right. Good morning to everyone. So, if you guys were not aware, yesterday at the weigh-in there was an incident with Caleb Plant and Jamal Charlo, not Jamel, Jamal Charlo, where uh, I'm just gonna put it up for you guys so you guys can see. Hold on. Am I sharing it? All right, 1 second. Let me make that the big screen. Oh, wow, it's inappropriate. Can't view. Okay, well, did not know that. But give me a second. I know someone else has it up, so I'll just go to a different one. All right, 1 second. All right. So all right, hold on. Let me make just a. All right. I'm not sure if you guys seen it. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for pulling up with me this early morning. I'm not sure if you guys were able to see that. I know it's the smaller screen, but it is on Fight Hype. So there was an incident where Caleb Plant slapped Jamal Charlo in the face, and to my understanding and getting some information, what happened was Jamal put his hands on Plant's face, like he kind of mushed him out of the way, or while he was talking to him. I think there was some scrumble in the back, and Plant was trying to speak to someone to try to stop it, and Jamal, you know, put his hands in his face and moved his hands. And I'm with my wife. I'm not gonna let another man disrespect me in front of my woman. So that's when he slapped him. And if you hear in the background, I'll play it again for you guys. Don't ever put your hand in my face again. So uh, when I saw it, I was very confused. I like fight buildups and I like fight drama to sell the fight further down the line. But when I saw that, it really just something clicked. Like, wait, what's going on between these two? Correct. Um, Vegas has been very hot. There's been a lot of fighting. There's been a lot of extracurricular activities. I'm gonna try to play it again for you guys. All right, hold on. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you guys come get some. Yeah, I mean, Plant's about that action. We've seen that he's had discrepancies with other fighters. We've seen that, He swung on David Benavidez. You know, I'm all for fight buildup, but I'm not um, okay with boxers who do this for a living, getting into things outside of the sport. That although it happened, could have been very ugly. You have your wife there, you have your wife there, you maybe have your kids with you. You know, Vegas is, I don't know, like this fight is, come get some. They got to fight after this. Yeah, absolutely. But at what weight class, Teach? They got to fight at 168 or 160 because Plant's at 168. So is Jamal now going to move up to make that fight, or is this something that happens, a disagreement where they explain it to one another and then they move on? Let me see. If they don't fight after this, PBC not really watching. Yeah, listen, the entire boxing world is on fire. Letitia Crawford was posting videos uh, before they even went into the building, and people were fighting. I'm not sure who it was. According to reports, I believe it was Jamel and Jamal's wife fighting outside of the arena. I cannot confirm those reports. If Maul can, yeah, facts. Yeah, that's true. Somebody said, give me Jamel Charlo versus Canelo, and then Jamal versus Plant as the co-main event. And here's my money. I mean, wow. Listen, the state of boxing is in a good place, but I didn't know it was in such a good place that fights were happening before we even stepped into the arena. But I'm very excited. Very excited for the state of boxing. This has been one of the epic fight week buildups. This has been talked about, debated for months. Two, I would say, Hall of Fame fighters, whether they put themselves in that realm or not, based on the body of work. Whatever happens on Saturday, I think both guys are Hall of Fame level talent. I believe that both guys throughout their career has done enough right now, what they've accomplished, what they have been through to be in the Hall of Fame. So tomorrow or today, excuse me, yeah, outside the arena. Yeah, bro, if you see some of the videos, Thomas Hill, on Twitter, you would think like it's just mayhem and pandemonium going on in Las Vegas right now. And I think that's probably why Bud was telling us, let's be kumbaya. Why can't we all get along? Let us put ourselves in a place where we're not really dealing with too much of this, the same thing. I jumped into this thing too quickly too. I forgot to play my theme music. Let me see what's going on. Teach Thomas if that fight can be the undercard to Mel Canelo. Also, yeah, correct. That's very true. That's very true. I mean, did you see how he reacted to the punch though? Did anyone see that? All right, give me 2 seconds. I gotta play the theme music. This is authorized, and give me 1 second. I gotta play that theme music for y'all.
Sunday Showcase, made possible by a public service grant from the National Endowment for the Arts and Bristol Myers Company in association with its divisions.
Yeah. All rise, open your eyes, no need to explain. I got a homie from the east and I'ma tell you his name. Never hang around lames, that's a part of his game. And if you show deep respect, he'll show you the same. Jeff undercard boxing, shook the world when he came. A lot of cats is playing, but his hands are insane. You can get steamrolled if you stand in the way. He a yardie from Flatbush, you cowards his cat puss. We used to feud like Bishop and Q, but he'll fuck you up quick if I give him the cue. From the city of Midwood, the south central part of New York, next to Bensonhurst and Borough Park. If it's a problem, don't even say shit. Just face this when you come across the Bay Bridge. No tolerance for BS or fake kids. Your blood clot crying. Just stop trying. Is Jeff Undercard prepared for the assignment? He bringing a appliance so cowards can't fight it. He might yoke you up if he feels slighted. He's spreading out.
What's going on, family? What's going on? Listen, I got some other news to share with you guys yesterday. Judah Ben Israel, peace and blessing. That's the man behind that track right there, guys. Brian King B. Falcon. What's going on, brother? How are you? Salute to you. That's Judah Ben on the intro. I also have some Haney news to share. He was on Top Rank yesterday for the Sinisa Estrada fight. Hold on, let me pull that up for you guys. One moment. Okay, give me 1 second. So I was trying to pull up the actual video for you guys, but Devin Haney on Top Rank yesterday with Mark Kriegel announced that he is taking his talents to 140 to go up and fight Regis Prograde October 28th in Las Vegas in the small arena, not the big one. Undercard. I've been thinking about making another one. I was going to ask you for another one. See, great minds think alike, Judah Ben Israel. I literally was going to call you for another one, only because I want a different sound to it. But let me touch everybody up. All right, everybody good. Everybody tightened up. Everybody wrenches. Absolutely. So Devin Haney stated that he is going to go up to 140. He will face the likes of a Regis Prograde in Las Vegas, but also petition the WBC to keep and retain his 135 belts. That way he can go up, fight a champion, win, lose, or draw, come back down to 135 and make he said tank fight. No, he didn't say tank. He used somebody else's name. He says maybe a Shakur fight, right? The date, hold on, what did I say? The date I wanted for him and Tank. Oh yeah, October 28th. So this is Devin Haney was saying this on the Top Rank broadcast, right? That he's gonna move up and can keep his belts. Underneath, this is what I was trying to play for you guys. Underneath, because he's on Top Rank, it says Devin Haney will move up to 140 and vacate his WBC belt. And this was me. He's saying one thing, but say like I'm just reading or I see it in passing. To me, it looks like he's going to vacate his belt, and that's how Top Rank is going to be able to make Shakur versus Loma fight, because the WBC belt will be available. So I'm just like, it's like they're contradicting themselves in real time. Devin Haney is saying one thing, but Top Rank is putting out underneath him speaking something completely different. So is it that he is? We already know him moving up is, I guess, now solidified because he said it himself. But he also wants to hold on to his 135 titles. I think what's happening is Devin Haney wants what he said to remain true as to the fact that no one in 2023 will become champion. And I think that's just messed up on all types of levels. You got two mandatories on your behind that needs to fight, and you want to move up, fight someone in October, and hold on to your belt, win, lose, or draw against Regis, because there's a possibility he lose and still can be called the undisputed title holder at 130. Champion. I'm just messing with y'all. Now, F that. We all do goofy shit when it comes to. He could have just fought Tank at 140, shaking my head. Yeah, Steven Espinosa did state that an official offer was sent. D1 ready, undercard. Good morning, y'all. Happy MFN Fight Day, family. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, D1. Absolutely. What's going on, family? Oh man. Yeah, Devin Haney trying to pretend like he runs boxing, but he doesn't generate the money to run boxing. And I think, like, if I'm the sanctioning body, immediately this today, I'm stripping them. I'm stripping them of the WBC. I'm stripping them of the WBO, and I'm trying to make. Matter of fact, just strip 'em. I don't know about everything. I don't know if the IBF and the IBF and the WBA is in the position that where they want to make some type of fights, but the WBC, you have people asking to fight for your belt, and I think that a Loma versus Shakur fight generates more money, more notoriety than uh, a Haney versus Regis. It's just my opinion, especially in Las Vegas. King B, what's good, brothers? Look at it. That's why I love the chat community, man. Give me a second. Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys. I don't know why my YouTube is acting crazy right now. Hold on. Let me try to share my screen. Hold on, fellas. Hold on. And ladies who was in the chat. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to give you guys that Haney update. One second, everyone. Oh, they're gonna strip Haney. It's not like he's a draw. Not like he brings business to the WBC. They stripping him. Yeah, and what I feel like it's just inconsiderate to good morning. Yep, we are only an hour away. Thank you for pulling up, Karma. How you doing today? Are you in Vegas for the fight? I'm trying to. Okay, that's not what I want. Okay, I don't know why my thing is acting up. Why my thing is acting up. Are you in Karma? Are you in Vegas for the fight? I seen on ESPN ringside. On ES page and was like, Devin, you. Listen, he literally mentioned Canelo when stating why he wants to. Yes, I am. Oh man, who else is in Vegas? Karma is in the build. I have a question, Karma. Has it been like pandemonium? Is there a lot of fights going on in Vegas? I'm seeing a lot of videos, and it's to me, it looks like there's a lot of fighting going on amongst camps, amongst people. Like it just looks crazy, like a block party gotten out of hand. Canelo made one single defense of his, I think, of his undisputed title. I was told that he made two, and him and Devin Haney is in the same thing. I don't remember the names. Don't quote me on it. This was a report given by ESPN, so trust it as far as you like. Haney hasn't had the belts for too long, so it's fine. Yeah, but to hold up a whole division, like, what does then his mandatory? Oh, you went to the Sinisi Estrada fight yesterday. How was that? Oh, so you heard Devin Haney tell us that he wants to be A side forever and hold on to those belts. For real, where's the call out in the face off of boxing? Ryan made 30 million. I don't understand this shit. Devin Haney is a millionaire already, man. He never needed boxing to make money. He's in boxing for a whole different purpose, as you can see. He's not driven by the money. He makes it seem. No, I couldn't hear the broadcast. Okay, the top, yeah. How did Sinisi Estrada look? I didn't catch the fight. I assumed that she was gonna win, so I just Sinisa. Did she knock out? I love knockouts, especially in the woman. 31 years old. Okay, she won by, was that unanimous? D1. Yeah, I see. Yeah, I just played it for everyone. D1. I played it. So according to my sources and the shade room, I'm gonna give them some credit. The reason why Plant slapped Charlo was because Charlo put his hands in Plant face and kind of mushed him to the side. And if you hear anything, don't put your hand in my face. That's why Plant slapped him. And I think it was over a fight that he was trying to break up. So it looks like a fight led to another fight. I found out on Twitter. Yeah, she's still undefeated, and she won by unanimous decision. Yeah, listen, she needs to become undisputed in a couple more fights. I really don't. Shanice Estrada is a good fighter, but I need her. Like each fight that they're making should be for a belt. I don't care if Top Rank has to work with Eddie Hearn in the zone, wherever those other two belts are. They need to somehow get those people to the states or working together to make her undisputed at strawweight. I think that'd be good for the sport of boxing. I think it would be good for her brand. If Plant ever gets a gas tank, he is one of the listen, someone told me he's the best 10-round fighters in the world, bro. Like if it was a 10-round fight, he would be the greatest. Um, you know, Caleb Plant versus Jamal Charlo is a great fight to make. This adds an extra level of spice to it. The slap, I thought it was a punch. I thought he hooked him with a punch, but he actually slapped him. Open hand slap too. Man, boxing 2023 made a comeback, and I effing love this. D1. All your talk. Listen, the year's not over. We just in the 7th month of the year. You still got an August fight card coming up. We have a September fight card coming up. They haven't released November, December, October. So there's definitely a lot of room um for other big fights. And we can speculate of what we'd like them to be. Like I want to see Boo Boo versus somebody. I thought Caleb Plant, but if Caleb Plant's walking around slapping people in the mouth, and definitely make that fight. Jamal versus Boo Boo. David Morrell, David Benavidez. There is still maybe not cachet or it'll carry over to the casuals, the big fights, but the boxing fans, the ones that are here each and every morning talking boxing, getting information from the fighters, just sharing information. Sean Clark, my brother, salute to you, bro. How are you this morning? Oh man, I feel like I should just play it again. What's good on the card? The 4th month. This the 4th month on the card. Yeah, Tank versus Tio. I'm calling it now. Oh man, Gordo versus Tank. Oh, will ESPN work with Showtime? Because that's what we're gonna ask. We're not gonna send Tank over to ESPN so that way no one can find his pay-per-views. We're definitely gonna try to have that fight card on Showtime pay-per-view. I know that the money that, and I said this too, that's a great point. The money that T.O. is asking for, $20 million for a fight, he can make that if he does a pay-per-view with Tank. I've been watching boxing. Hold on, let me read D1 1 second. I've been watching boxing and paying attention for a long, long time. 33 years. This is the biggest boxing year boxing has been since I've been following. Wow. Salute to you, OG. Salute to you. Yeah, Tank T.O. in December. I'm calling it now. Now, my only question to that statement, does that mean Tank is going up to 140 and challenging T.O. for his 140 belt? Or is Gordo coming back down to 135 to make that fight? So that's a question for you, Brian. Let me see. What's good? Yes. Bob not having that. Yeah, what's good? Fight family. Happy fight night. I mean, the excitement is palpable. Like, I was able to get some sleep, but all I've been thinking about is how does this fight play out? How does this Bob not letting that happen? I know. That's my thing too. Like they said they have a big fight over on Top Rank for T.O. And I asked myself, what's a big fight over there that's gonna garner and generate the the cachet of a Tank versus T.O. fight? And I'm like, Jose Ramirez? Nah. Arnold Barbosa? Nah. Now, if he said, because I believe Subriel Matias is in like a free agency. If they were to say T.O. versus Subriel Matias on ESPN, do y'all think that's a big fight? Let me see. Hold on. We missed. all the big fights are going to be at 140 for Tank. I don't see how he doesn't move up. So let me push back on that. Why would I have to leave the weight class? Ramirez, maybe Jose Ramirez. But Jose Ramirez is a duck because Regis gave him like 3 opportunities to take a fight. You know what I mean? We're not gonna forget stuff like that. So if I'm Tank and I just made 120 million in my own weight class, making weight comfortably. Yes, it was against Ryan, but I think there's enough names at 135 to generate similar or equal money. I think he can make 100 with Shakur. What y'all think? I think Tank versus Shakur could generate 100 million on pay-per-view, on Showtime, of course. D1. It's gonna, let me read this. It's gonna be Tank, a G like he said. He is Theo saying he got DSL lips and yeah. Yeah, when Tank was away, a lot of people threw a lot of strength and was talking wow crazy. Jose Diaz, salute. Florida putting on some of the best fight cards. I hope you're popping out to some of these shows in Florida, man. It looks like they're happening more and more frequently at work. Hey, catch us a big tuna, man. I'm a tuna guy. Jose Diaz, thank you for pulling up though. I know you're at work early in the morning. Did anyone see did they interview the likes of a Plant or a Jamal after the incident so we can get like a real feedback of what took place? I see Shakur and Tank doing more than Rolly Tank. Yeah, because skills pay the bills. Y'all see how Devin deliberately ducked Tio when he could have fought him and made a bang money, gain more leverage on Tank. Yet instead he chose to demote himself and fight Regis on ESPN free TV. Or Judah Ben Israel, I got some news for you, my brother. I know that the announcement took place on ESPN, but I think he's fighting on DAZN because Regis is signed with DAZN. So Regis and Devin Haney will be on DAZN. I don't know, pay-per-view. Let me see. Did Eddie did DAZN release their boxing schedule? Give me 1 second, fellas. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, fellas. Give me 1 second. Boop, 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 boop. August 4th, August 5th, August 12th, August 18th, August 19th. Let me see. All right, so DAZN has yet to release their updated boxing schedule. Let me see. Next fights: Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua. 26. Yeah, their fight card only goes up. Right, free TV. Are you hilarious? Hold on, let me see. Teach. 1 second. Tank and Anyway, probably the only fight that gets the Ryan Tank numbers. Teach, nah, no sir. Come on. Tank is a big enough start. Like his stardom is not fading by his absence. It's only growing. Hold on, I missed someone's chat because I see Pitbull in there. I definitely know I ain't reading nothing about no Pitbull. Hold on. D1. Tank and Shakur is probably one of the biggest fight left for Tank to make. I hope they make a big fight and not Pitbull too. I do not listen. Pitbull is going to lose today. We haven't even gotten into the undercard because we're so fired up about all this boxing news that's going on. There's no way that I don't think Inoue leaves Japan for any reason. I think he will always be a regional undisputed champion. I also want to on this stream give him his props, his respect. I did have Cool Boy beating him. I saw the fight playing out in my head a little differently. What surprised me from Inoue, see, I'm jumping all over the place, is his speed. I realized his speed was making it very uncomfortable for Cool Boy to get in rhythm. And it seemed like when he showed his speed, he had another level of speed to get to and to show and pull out of his bag. And it made the fight very uncomfortable. So I give all respects and props to Inoue. Great performance. Not number one pound for pound, but definitely still relevant and on the pound for pound list. You have to leave that, your comfort zone and come to the States. A lot of people didn't get up at 5:30 in the morning to watch that fight. You need to be on Las Vegas Strip doing a weigh-in, public weigh-in, and fighting, 11:30 to close to midnight for the boxing fans to really appreciate your greatness. Some will get up to enjoy what he's doing. Some will say, man, I'm never getting up that early to go watch someone box, no matter how great others have told me that he is. Tank not seeing the type of money again for a long time. Teach, come on, bro. I need you to speak with a little bit more positivity. Come on. Right, free TV. Too many typos because it takes. Hold on, I got you, D1. I got you. Too many typos because it takes for Tank to do them kind of numbers in top fight opponents. Correct. Once the opponent is lively and people actually think that Tank can lose the fight, I think that people are going to spend money to watch it. So Tank has literally, as you can see, they're talking about Chris Colbert versus Tank. The names are Edwin De Los Santos, Frank Martin. Tank has a plethora of people, and I think they understand who they're marketing the fight to for Tank, and that's why he always generates the good numbers. The all access, the things that are talked about, the things that are said, they know exactly how to position Tank to generate the right type of thing. Like somebody keeps telling me that Spence and Bud are not promoting this fight enough. And I was like, what? You want these guys on Twitch and Twitter doing, like talking on each other's live? I'm like, they're grown men. You're not going to see that. What you're going to see is them stand in front of each other. They were on Wallow and Gilly. They were on the Pivot podcast together. They did Mike Tyson Hotbox together, not together, but each of them made an appearance on these shows. And you can't tell me that these shows are not resonating across all different platforms. They're not just for black, brown, blue, yellow, purple. They're for everyone. So if you like boxing or if you're a fan of what those guys are doing from a sports aspect or from a cultural aspect, you're going to hear about this fight because it's going to be associated with those different names. You got football players, you got boxers, you got rappers, and they did interviews and spoke to those guys for hours. So I think they're doing a great job of promoting this fight. Probably free for real. Tank and Cruz, what will be big money wise, not Ryan Tank level? Man, I don't think that, I don't think that Isaac Cruz, especially who he's been fighting since losing to Tank, generates enough fanfare. Tank fight top guys, and he'll do 750 with any one of them. Yeah, but he wants to keep. I got Cabrera. Tank needs a dance partner for the type of money. Shakur, my favorite fighter, but he doesn't have the type of fan base to generate like Ryan. Listen, Shakur sells out Newark every chance that he gets. And with going to different fights, like when he fought Kinsesa, was it Kinsesa I went to see? Not Kinsesa. So I forgot the first one. I went when he fought his last fight, right? Yoshino, a guy that no one knew, no one had any idea. They opened up more seats in the arena to accommodate his fan base, which means that he's like, yeah, people only showed up when it was time for him to fight, but they did show up. That place was sold out. It was rocking. As soon as he got the knockout, they didn't wait for no press conference. They didn't wait for him to start talking. Gone. We came, we saw, he did his thing. We out the door. So I don't know. Let me see. Hold on. I think I'm jumping. Hold on. Tank needs. Wait. Jumping out the window with this one. Jumping out the window with this one. Hold on. Okay. Cabron Cabrera probably gonna win, but get robbed. Yeah, that's why he has to knock him out because Sean Gibbons is definitely back in Pitbull and definitely wants to get that money. So I think he has to get a knockout if he wants to beat Pitbull Cruz in that fight. Tank versus Rolly was a perfect storm. Two fighters with a buzz, with two different fan base. Oscar and Floyd promoting. Yeah, yeah. So Sean Clark, you don't think that can happen again? Teach. See, I think that's the kind of star power, and he's fighting top ops. He's doing numbers. Okay, hold on. I'm keeping up. Give me a second. I just want to see the best fight. The best money doesn't matter to a fan like me. Yeah, but it's gonna matter to the fighters because that's how they're gonna choose their next opponent. Unless you get what I'm saying. Like I think if Tank wants to retain or make the same type of money, he can't fight a Hector Luis Garcia. He has to fight an upper echelon guy that has a possibility of beating him. Tank's a draw. Yeah, I agree. Might not do 1.2 versus everybody, but his name is up after 1.2. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Chris Colbert. Let me see what this is. Ain't getting no Tank fight. Yeah, I know that. I mean, I'm just saying, like, Tank is such a big generational name and that people want to make that type of money. That's why Pitbull only says Tank Davis. That's why everyone else from 140 to 130 wants a crack at Tank Davis. The money that's generated from his fights. They know that maybe getting he's like the Canelo, I'm gonna be honest, at those that lower weight class. Once you get that fight with him, you're set for life. Or you're set win, lose, or draw. Where fighting might not be an option. You know, you don't have to fight anymore. For sure, D1, any fight Tanks will generate money, but I'm talking about Ryan Tank type number specifically. Yeah, and maybe that was just a perfect storm, and that's why we got 1.2 million. I'm just happy for the state of boxing. Ryer never did numbers without Tank in the goofy ring. IQ says that was all Ryan fans. We're gonna find out for sure. Yeah, that's why they made the fight look at what Coach Kenny says. It made sense because of their fan base. All right, so start building up your fan base. Come on, people. This ain't hard. Gonna need a little bit of trash talk. You're gonna need a little bit of diversity. Any one of the real Tank fans ain't buying Isaac Cruz. My hard-earned money will never be spent on that. I know, and that's why I'm like, yo, Cruz, go fight Frank. Tell me you guys wouldn't pay. I ain't saying pay-per-view, but a Frank Martin versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz is a damn good fight, especially on Showtime free TV. I mean, if Showtime's not free because you still have to pay for it, real Tank fans are not buying a Cruz rematch. If you anything like me, your hard-earned money will not go towards that no effing way. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not buying it, you know. But I see how uh how Cruz won. How many buys you guys think this fight will do today? I'm about to purchase my shit and put it on my YouTube. I hope they TV catches on fire if they still in. Yeah, I want anyone listening to this replay. Thank you once again for popping up. You guys are a blessing to me. I salute you guys for popping up real early in the morning, sitting down with me as we go. We haven't even been over the fight cards yet. That's how much boxing we've been talking. As you see, when Tank name is mentioned, gotta choose wisely. Tank too. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, I can, but I'll have to be another good storm. I don't see it on the radar right now. All right, Sean. Well, um, agreed undercard. And good morning once again, Barbara D to you. Cruz and Cabrera can't fight. I want Cabrera to win, but I feel Pitbull will knock him out. Pitbull has good defense. Cabrera doesn't. Cruz might land one of his stupid haymakers. That's a good point. And Cabrera has been on quite a run. He's beaten like 3 undefeated fighters. Maybe what we should do is get into these undercards. Let me see. Cruz. So I'm gonna go over what you call it real quick. Who he's fighting. So Isaac Pitbull Cruz, 24-2-1, 17 KOs. And I would think that he would start fighting in fights where it was title eliminators, which I did not see. So he has the WBC. Isaac Pitbull Cruz has a WBC silver, and he's fighting for the WBO Latin. And the reason why the WBC silver is important because most time when there's a vacant title, the silver usually gets an opportunity to fight for it because they deem that belt close to the WBC. If you check the history, a lot of time the silver gets the fight for the WBC belt. 1 second. Yeah, you're thinking now because I think they're setting up Cruz versus Frank Martin, not Tank versus Cruz. Everybody says that. Yeah, and I mean, if Isaac Pitbull Cruz doesn't take that fight, I think Edwin De Los Santos versus Frank Martin is a good fight. Just my opinion. I see things differently. All right, so let's go to Giovanni Cabrera. He's 21-0, 7 KOs. His last, so he's got Gabriel Flores Jr., Elias Damian, Renee Tell, Joshua Hernandez. I don't say he would have some notable names. And he's been inactive. So maybe, 5'9", 71-inch arm reach. 21 bouts, 123 rounds. Can Cabrera pull off the upset and stop the apple cart of pretty much saving us from getting a Tank versus Isaac Pitbull Cruz rematch? Cabrera got the reach, keep him turning. He can outbox Cruz easily. I've been saying this since I met John Cabrera in BF's chat. Wow, but can he win that decision fighting like that? What you think about? I'm about to go to that. So Nonito versus Alexandro Santiago. This is for the vacant WBC bantamweight belt. Vacated by Nonito. Anyway, I'm about to say Nonito's on there. I think this fight ends in a knockout. I think people are underestimating how fast Nonito Donaire still is at this age. I'm going to look at Santiago's record real quick. So he is 27, 3-5. He has 14 KOs. He is 5'2" and 65-inch arm reach. Wow, kind of short. He lost to Gary Antonio Russell, which is a notable name, first name that I caught. He knocked out one Gabriel Menendez. He had a retired Antonio Nieves, David Camaro, and Juan Ramirez Marquez. Those are like his last 5 fights. He had 2 draws. Wow. 36 bouts. He has 27, 3-5. Let me look at Donito's stats real quick. Showing, I think, power first to last to go. It could be an exciting fight. I hope Nonito wins. De Los Santos versus Frank Martin is a real good fight. Yeah. Tell PBC to drop me a check, man, because I've been putting these fight cards together for them. And, when they do it, they make it seem like it was their idea. I started to watch Cabrera's fights and highlights, and I couldn't watch it for too long. He's terrible. Leaves his chin in the air, no defense. His offense is weird, and his trunks are high as hell. Film study. Rooting for. We all rooting for Nonito. I mean, that guys came by the chat and showed us nothing but love. So I definitely understand why we're gonna root. I can't believe we're already at 29th. We're gonna find out whose fan base is real and not the 30th. Yeah. Cruz should stop the obsession he has with Tank and move on. Tank owes him nothing. Yeah, you've already got the payday. I think he just wants another one. I don't think it's necessarily Pitbull Cruz. I'll be right back, Jeff. Yeah, salute D1. I'm here. I'll be here for like an hour and 15, hour and a half. That's my time. I go in the morning where I just go through the fight cards with you guys. I also post them on my community page. If you guys are ever looking for the fights, I always post them. Post the fight card, the undercard, and where you can watch it because sometimes there's multiple different platforms. He can't win a decision. We have already watched too many gifts this year to think Cabrera could win a decision against Purple. Yeah, no problem, D1. I'm here. I'll be here. Teach. This will be a tough fight for Nonito. I hope he pulls it off. Nonito looks well and fit for tonight's match. Yeah, I'm wondering if them pushing the fight back an extra week was beneficial for Nonito Donaire, and we're gonna definitely see come to fight day. But his media workout, his physical body, how he looked during the weigh-in, he looks like everything came easy. You know, he's given himself one last chance to become undisputed, and I'm going to commend him for that and support him along the way. Nonito looks good and well fit for tonight. Absolutely, Barbara D. I think so too. And I think what they've done is the undercard or the pay-per-view portion of this card, because you have a title fight on the line, you have two prospects who want to become contenders in Isaac Pitbull Cruz and Giovanni Cabrera on as the co-main. I think like when you want to pay your money and watch, because it's a 4-fight pay-per-view card, I'm going to go over Garcia versus, one moment, Sergio Garcia versus Johannes Teller. That's a WBC welterweight title eliminator. Frank Martin, in my opinion, good for anyone at 135. Yes. I think so too. I think people are underestimating his last opponent in Artem, who was a bronze medalist. I think Boots had to go through something similar where when he stepped into a ring with a pretty much unknown guy and went the distance, everyone said, Boots is not it. Boots got exposed. Boots can, he can't cut off the ring. There was so much negative criticism associated with that performance because he didn't stop Karen Kuka doctrine. But in his next fight, he came and put out a masterful performance, fought inside the pocket, boxed, jabbed, turned, showboated. He did whatever he wanted in the ring. So Frank Martin is in an advantageous position because he holds the keys to all the major fights happening. Do you guys see a Tank versus Frank Martin fight generating top dollars? Or would people say that Frank wasn't ready yet and that's the reason why Tank fought him? What's your guys' opinion on that? Frank Martin versus Tank Davis after this layoff. I'll give you guys a second to answer. So I'm going to go over the fight cards with you guys as well. And like I said, I'm going to post it in my community page. So the prelims begin at 6 p.m. Excuse me. You have Jose Salas Reyes versus Aston Polisi. 10-round super bantamweight fight. This is the prelim. The prelim is always... This is... Oh. Skills from New Orleans. Salute, my brother. How you guys doing today? So the prelims begin at 6 p.m. This prelim will be shown on Showtime's YouTube page. You also have Steve Stone Cold Nelson versus Rowdy Legend Montgomery. This is a 10-round super middleweight fight. And as you can see, Bud is always taking care of his people. That's why Steve Stone Cold Nelson was, shadow boxing with Bud in the ring, running with him, doing interviews. If you see Bud fighting, you can almost guarantee that Steve Stone Cold Nelson will be on the undercard. So the prelim, which begins at 6 p.m., on Showtime YouTube's page will be 2 fight cards. They're not playing around at all. Just 2 fight cards. And then at 8 p.m., you will be able to purchase the pay-per-view for a 4-fight card. Tank generates less money with Frank Martin than he will with Devin, Shakur, Cruz, and Loma. Ooh, salute all. Teach. All right, let me see what Barbara D says. Salute, Marquis. How you doing, brother? I think that Frank Martin should get at least another 2 to 3 fights in before a Tank fight. If the belts become scattered, do you put Frank Martin in line to grab up a belt? Even if that means he has to travel to, say, another network to fight someone for it? Like, say like an IBF, because the IBF seems to be always the belt that leaves the States and ends up in the UK. Would you send Frank Martin to the UK to fight for like an IBF belt just so he can become a champion? And then does that fight generate, a little bit more notoriety? Frank is ready, in my opinion. Frank is ready, but will he get the fight? That is the question. 2 or 3? I would say 2, Barbara D. And I think Derek James spoke on that as well. His last performance, he was definitely thinking instead of doing. He had a bad night in the office, but still ended up pulling off the victory. He did just enough. I thought it was maybe a draw or he won. And that's just my opinion. I actually put the fight on last night because it is up on Showtime for a rewatch for anyone who's interested in rewatching that fight card. Not to score it, just so you can understand what you were looking at or what you saw. Because in the fight, it looks like we expected a very bang up performance. We expected him to go out and maybe knock out Artem, the bronze medalist, but he didn't. And a lot of different opinions were made after. So at 8 p.m., after you purchased, not Fire Stick, purchase this pay-per-view card, you have Sergio Garcia versus Yoenis Teller. This is a 12-round WBC super welterweight eliminator. Next, you have Nonito Donaire versus Alexandro Santiago, 12-round for the vacant WBC bantamweight title. Then you have Isaac Pitbull Cruz versus Giovanni the O-Snatcher Cabrera, 12-round WBC and WBA title eliminator. Now, for the boxing family out there, didn't Frank Martin just fight Artem for a WBC title eliminator? How is this possible? All right. And in the main event, we have Errol Spence Jr. versus, and I'm not sure if you guys noticed, it's actually Terrance Crawford Jr. Did anyone know that? They're both juniors, which is pretty cool. Battle of the juniors. Yeah, Bud got the same name as his pops, because when he showed on the All Access, his dad's name is also Terrance Crawford, which makes him a junior, I think. Because my son has my same last name, but he's not a junior. Battle of the juniors. I like it. Battle of the juniors. Junior versus junior. Let's get it. All right. How do I see the main card playing out? I tell this to everyone. I always do my fight breakdown. And during fight week, I might say 100 million things, but when I'm here with you guys, right before the fight takes place, I always give like a synopsis of how I see this fight going. And realistically, Bud does possess the punching power. In my opinion, if Errol Spence his defense is not on point, I believe in my heart that Bud has enough punching power to not stop Errol Spence, but to hurt him. To hurt him, put him on the canvas, maybe an 8 count, and then the fight continues once your bell is rung and then you can get yourself back into position to fight. I think that's a possibility. Anyone who's seen enough of Bud Pops looks young. Yeah. I think that Bud has the ability to hurt Errol Spence if his defense is not on point. I also think that Errol Spence work rate and body attack and the jabs to the eye will be the deciding factor in the fight and why Errol Spence wins. Not by I think the medical staff or whoever's the medical team will step into the ring, assess Bud, and see how he's been looking, and will wave off the fight, similar to Udenis Ugas versus Spence. That's how I see the fight going on Spence's side. Bud's side, I don't think he can outbox Errol Spence because I don't think he's been training to outbox. I think he's been training and bulking up and doing the necessary things to sustain. Bud is a junior. I don't know if he's a junior Barber D, but him and his dad have the same name. But they haven't had the best of relationships, so maybe that's why he doesn't like to be called junior. Like when I was watching the All Access, Bud's dad has the same name as he does. That's why I called him a junior. But I was thinking, like, my son has my last name, and he's not a junior. Let me see. His dad. Yeah, his father. Oh, I'm sorry. I messed up, guys. I'm giving you false truths. His dad name is Terry. Terry. No, it says Terrance Crawford. Yeah. His dad's name is Terrance Crawford. Is it Terry or oh man, come on, internet. You're failing me right now. Oh no, his dad's name is Terry Crawford. Okay, it's Terry. I apologize. So he's not a junior. It said Terrance on the broadcast. So someone has to fix that on Showtime. It's Terry Crawford. Terry. I'm sorry. My apologies. So it's not the battle of the juniors. So you got Terrance and Terry. Easy to predict. Bud VI, vicious, devastating flat KO, or EJ VI, debilitating, crippling KO. Whew. So you're saying someone is going to end up laying on the canvas? Skills from New Orleans? That's how you see the fight playing out? You see someone laying, looking up at the ceiling, checking out the stars? Oh, snap. That's how Skills sees it. Skills is like, yes, someone not only their O has to go. That is possible, but I don't think it's likely. LOL. Yeah, I don't think I think this is a 12-round fight. A 12-round fight in either direction. Either a 12-round ass whooping or a 12-round masterclass where Bud shows us that the reason why he didn't have to bring all those other things out the bag and box like he did with a Postal or change gears like he did with a Sean Porter is because the opponent never pushed him to this level of greatness where he had to really showcase his skills. And I thank you all for once again pulling up in the morning. If this is a 12-round fight, I definitely want to see it again. I like the possibility that we can get these two fights within 2023. To me, no one has spoken about this, but there's a possibility to get, because it's a fight with a rematch clause, which means after the fight, if rematch clause is activated, we can by the end of the year, or say maybe sometime in January, I'm going to be realistic, see the second fight. And I just think that's great for the sport of boxing. Skills, we're just going to F up Devin up. Yeah, we going to see. A TKO / KO is imminent. Who's going to get out of the line first, Skills? Who's going to get out of the line and have to be put back in place? Spence and Crawford is going to be a fight. Spence already told us all the counter punching ain't gonna matter when you're in a fight. That shit not gonna leave the third round, in my opinion. Oh my. Now do you see why I can't bet any rounds? Third round, sixth round, 8 rounds. No one has been concise about their decision. Everyone has been up and down, round and round. Um, Regis and Haney. How do I see that fight playing out? You have to stay tuned. Ah, the Regis that fought Jose Zepeda, if he fights Haney like that, devastating KO by Regis. But if he fight like he fought Zarilla, Haney does have the possibility to outbox him. Um, I think punching power will play a part in that fight. Um, Haney is bigger because if you notice, Regis is kind of short, so he is the bigger man. But that doesn't mean his power or his punching power is going to increase because he added on 5 pounds of muscle or weight and is fighting in a different weight class. Whoever wins it's going to be a great matchup. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, Barbara D, they're saying October 28th in Las Vegas. Haney versus Regis. What they're trying to figure out now is, does Haney get to hold on to his belts at 135 while being a champion somewhere else? And for the sake of boxing, I think he should give up those belts because there are other potential matchups that I would like to see. This is me. I would like to see a Shakur versus Loma. I would like to see, Cambosis versus the number one contender because he just fought an IBF eliminator, one that I don't think he wins, but I would like to see someone fight for the WBO. I've seen that they've been moving up Keyshawn Davis up the WBO ranking. I would like to see, in fact, I would like to see Frank Martin versus Keyshawn Davis. Did you guys see that interaction? Bud's temperament does not allow a decision. His emotions will take over once that happen, and the absolute best of both revealed. But what round? Like, is it when he's down 5-1 or when he's down like 4-0 on the cards that Bud decides to flip that switch? This is just going to be an interesting fight from the opening bell because each guy has spoken about how they see this fight possibly playing out and how each of them see the fight ending. Like you saw him get, pretty chippy at the last press conference just about people talking in the crowd. Could that be a deciding factor in the fight where Bomac and his coaches are giving him instruction in the corner, but you got hecklers, on Bud's side just yelling, and because it will be pandemonium inside of the arena. It's a lot of money riding on both fighters. Spence was a little bit more focused. He didn't really get into it with any of the fans at the press conference. He stayed focused and only spoke to a Bud Crawford. But the possibilities are endless. I'm just going to support this fight, support boxing. Tonight, we will either crown the first male double undisputed in the 4-belt era, or we will crown the first undisputed male in the 4-belt era. It's not based on rounds, it's based on mentality. I'm thinking that over, Skills. I'm thinking that over. And salute the Skills from New Orleans. Salute Barbara D, D1, Teach, Sean Clark. Thank you for pulling up with me this morning. We cook early in the morning, give you guys the fight card, the undercard, and then, we meet up in other people's chat like Brother Fanon, Just Do Boxing, BVO Nation. A lot of good brothers, KO Boxing, a lot of good channels on YouTube where, we build such a strong boxing community. I thank you guys for liking and subscribing, for donating in the Cash App if possible. I thank you guys for doing things like that and for listening to the replay. If you are listening to the replay, please like and subscribe. The Sinisi Estrada card didn't get a lot of promo because of this big event taking place. Big money. Yeah, the money's on the draw. 1,400 skills for the draw. And I think if you get a draw and both of them retain their belts, but that would mean if there's a draw and both guys get to keep their belts, then the rematch cannot be at 154. The rematch would have to be at 147 because, once again, neither guy is undisputed. And Bud does not get to be the first male double undisputed in the 4-belt era. And Errol Spence does not to get strap season and collect that 4th belt. But yeah, the big money is on the draw. $1,400 payout if this fight ends in a draw. And how close we've been talking about it, how the matchups have been, there is a strong possibility of that. But I only see a draw if there's some kind of flash knockdown towards the later part of the round. Obviously, Bud knocking down Spence. That's how I see the fight ending in a draw. But in my opinion, the work rate of an Errol Spence will be too much for Bud, causing the medical staff to step in and stop this fight. That's how I see it playing out. This fight ends like Udenis Ugas, with Bud just taking too much punishment, and no one throws in the towel in his corner, because I think that would just break them, their friendship and all that other stuff. But I think the medical staff steps in and stops this fight, and that's how the fight ends. Errol Spence, undisputed, first welterweight in the 4-belt era to pull this off. And with that, guys, Bud, like Tank, doesn't fight to win. Win rounds, he positioned himself to strategically takes you out. Good observation skills. Great observation. And I don't know how to confirm that or not. Like, because he gives rounds away, but I don't think he does it on purpose. Like, like how Tank is very cerebral, where, like, okay, I'm watching you. Okay, you have a tendency. You like to do these things 3 times. Even when Tank fought a pressure fighter, he still was able to move and get out the way of some of those things. He didn't just sit there and wait for the right punch. I don't know. We are definitely going to see. Salute to boxing. Everyone be safe. Enjoy the fight parties, and enjoy the people that you're going to be around. You're going to want to remember this event, the biggest versus Bud. Showtime pay-per-view, 8 p.m. is the start of the pay-per-view fight card. Purchase your pay-per-views. Watch it with friends and family. Make sure that you remember where you were, where history happened. This is one of those fights. This is historic. Opulent LDTV. Salute, my brother. How are you today? I'm just getting out of here, though. Plant slapping Charlo was crazy. That was a crazy way to start this fight week. This was, it's been pandemonium and melee. I thought, the press conference was going to show us something, but this is kind of wild. Feeling great, exciting. Yeah, man. Yeah, I am. Nope. It ends in absolute destruction. Hence, Leonard Bondu. Damn. Laying out, falling through the ring on his back. Destruction. All right. We're going to wait and see. And thank you for everyone that's donated into the Cash App. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your blessings. Peace and blessings to everyone. Gotta hit y'all with that outro music. And with that, we are out.
Toxins is
Thank you for rocking with me this
boxing.
morning.
Yeah. Mad love and respect to my brother, man. From the motherland. Word him up.
Now, Opulent, Skills is going for Spence, and he's going to say it's going to end like how he did Leonard Bondu, where he was laying on his back, knocked out the ring cold. Like he did Bondu dirty. You know, after they waved off that first body shot. Yeah. He was like, all right, yeah, I ain't call that a knockout? Okay. That's what I'm telling people. You have to study fights leading up to what, they'll talk about Bud's knockout power, but I don't think y'all seen what EJ did. Peace and blessings to everyone, though. I'm going to see y'all in a lot of other different chats before this fight comes on. Be safe, be blessed, and thank you guys for pulling up this morning and spending time with me. Jose Diaz, let me try to shout out everyone on the way out. D1, Sean Clark. My boy Sean's Vibes Bro. Teach, Thomas Hill, Barbara D. Skills from New Orleans, Opulent, Judah Ben Israel, Brian King. Salute to everyone. Karma, who is in Las Vegas, ready for those fight cards. Thank you guys for pulling up. It means a lot. Peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Be well. Have a great fight week. Man down, strap season. Or will it be the era of Bud? Peace and blessings to everyone.